Hello, just2film here. Still getting used to all of this, but today I want to take a look at my Blu-ray collection to kind of do an introduction to the just2film channel. I love Lego. I have Just 2 Good as a channel, but I also love film, and I kind of wanted to make a film channel so that I could get more people into film that they probably wouldn't see if it wasn't recommended to them, foreign cinema, because I see a lot of people who just ignore those films, which is totally okay. But I think if they were introduced to them in a certain way, they could enjoy some really great movies. But I also love all kinds of film. And we do have a film podcast, a Mantis and Man podcast, which I guess that doesn't hold up too much, where we've talked about film. But I want to do more videos also of films I just love that I could recommend. Maybe some critiquing videos of new movies, but really I just love talking about films I love. So let's go through it. But I should probably tell you guys my film journey. So I've always loved movies. When I was young, it was a lot of animated movies. I loved Toy Story 2. I remember when we were going to New York, we would watch that over and over and over and over again. And there were just some scenes that have always stuck with me from Toy Story 2. And I would love Pixar movies. I always liked researching things I loved. So I would look into the future of Pixar and Disney animated movies. And then I got to a point where in 2012, with Lego doing a lot of sets for me, I started checking out the Marvel movies more seriously, you know, like a Marvel fanatic. And then in 2017, I think it was the Mega 64 podcast, they were talking about Twin Peaks. So I checked out David Lynch's movies with Twin Peaks and everything. And that got me into a love for movies that I've never seen before, movies that kind of like blow my mind. Now, there were some films before them. Like I remember I saw The Hunt, which is a fantastic movie from 2012. I saw some foreign movies, and they always intrigued me when they were different. But David Lynch really sold me on cinema, as they call it. But I still love all kinds of movies, and it got to the point where I started collecting a Blu-ray shelf that we call Blockbuster. This was around 2019, and it's grown ever since. So this is my Blu-ray collection, and I think this is a good way to kind of introduce my film taste and everything there. So we'll go over every single part of my Blu-ray collection, from the main alphabet ones to the random ones to the Criterion collection. So starting at the top. So the first bunch are the alphabetical order ones. Then we have the ones that I kind of knew that I haven't alphabetized yet. Bug's Life, or A Bug's Life. This movie is one of my earliest childhood movies. Does it hold up now? I saw it about 2 years ago. Again, doesn't really hold up. But I loved Hopper from this movie. Hopper was like my favorite Disney character for a long time. And then it was Zurg, and then it was Buzz. Who knows if that was like what evolved into my whole Mantis persona. But that's the Blu-ray, which I kind of wish I waited for the 4K, but they're all on Disney Plus now anyways. And then second, adaptation. Love this movie. This is one of those meta films that's like kind of trippy because it's literally about the writer, Charlie Kaufman, adapting a book, which is like the plot of this movie. It's really good. And I gave it a 10 out of 10 when I first saw it, but honestly, I'd drop it to a 9 now, but still a very good movie. And it's Nicolas Cage as the main star. Come on. This DVD cost me like $50. I mean, I say DVD, but Blu-ray. And then Shout Factory made a version, because I got this in 2019. They made a version in 2020 that's super easy to get. So it's now easy to watch, which is really cool. Alien collection. So my mom loves Alien. I liked the first movie. We started the second movie and we never finished it. Not my mom, but like my friends and I. So I never got to the rest of them. The second movie didn't grab my attention as much, but I guess I'll give it another chance in the future. Alps. This is Yorgos Lanthimos. He did The Lobster, Killing a Sacred Deer, The Favorite. This is like his most under-discussed movie. It's the one that I've seen the most mixed opinions of his newer generation, because there are two movies he did way back when that not a lot of people talk about because they're just kind of hard to find. I think one of them might be on Criterion channel. But this is like right after Dogtooth, which if you've seen Dogtooth, really messed up movie. Love that movie too. I think that's later on in there. And this is a really good movie in my opinion, but a lot of people do not like this one. But I like it. It kind of has similar themes to Dogtooth in a way. American History X. Movie I've always wanted to see that I have not seen yet. I got this at Best Buy for $6. My mom recommended it. So I'll check that out one day. American Hustle. Haven't seen this. Got it at Blu-ray or Best Buy for $6. You're gonna see it. I've seen about half of my Blu-rays and probably haven't seen another half. American Psycho. Great movie. Great Christian Bale performance. Interesting messages that it has, and its portrayal of this really effed up mind. My first Michael Haneke of the whole collection, which Michael Haneke is currently my favorite director. This is Amour. This is one of his most popular films. It's got nominated for Best Picture. A lot of people don't like this. It's a very it's a loving movie, but it's very sad because it's very frank in its portrayal of old age in marriage. Speaking of Charlie Kaufman, Anomalisa. Love this movie. One of my favorite animated movies. Stop motion. Very adult, but very, very good. Very thought-provoking, and the animation here is freaking fantastic. And that, I think, got snubbed. I think it only got like a nomination for Best Animated Feature in 2015, but I kind of ignored the Oscars. I mean, today, they didn't even nominate, I'm thinking of ending things, but to each their own. Anyways, Annihilation. I saw this in theaters. I think I've seen it one more time. It has some good creepy parts that I really like. It gets a little bit long, but I like the characters and everything. This was a good movie. I don't think I've ever seen the 4K of this, but I bought it because I like that movie, and I'll rewatch it soon. Apocalypse Now. Haven't seen this one. Trying to get through The Godfather first, which is like my cousin's favorite movies, which I would love to get through. It's just that we're all super busy, and those are like 3-hour movies. So once I see that, I'll see some more Francis Ford Coppola with Apocalypse Now, and Marlon Brando's in there too, right? Arrival. I think 50% off at Barnes & Noble. I love this movie, but I saw it recently at my cousin's house. I should have just brought the freaking DVD. We ended up paying for it. Oh well. That's a great movie, though. Arrival. I kind of like its portrayal of, the basic premise. If you want the basic premise, I try not to do spoilers. Aliens come to Earth. I like its portrayal in that because that's a premise that so many movies do in such a, I guess, a more blockbustery, flashy action way, and this does it a little bit more mellow. I prefer more of those mellow, dramatic films and everything than like the blockbuster films, but I still love all of those films, just my own personal taste. Anyways, Arthur Christmas. This is a good animated movie. This is a good animated Christmas movie that kind of gets under recognized. I rewatched this, I think, 2019. AI, Artificial Intelligence. Really want to see this. Haven't seen it. Trying to get through Kubrick stuff first, since he, I don't know if he did the screenplay for it, but he has some involvement, but he passed away, and I think Spielberg took over. Art of Self-Defense. I bought this. Haven't watched this copy of it, but I like this in theaters. I just got to rewatch it. I am a sucker for Jesse Eisenberg, so I wanted to get it, not only to support him, but I like the movie there, but I just want to rewatch it. Audition. Okay, this is Takashi Miike. You're going to hear a lot of mispronunciation of some foreign names, and I'm really sorry about that. This is a great movie. Pretty intense. Actually, very intense. But very, very good movie. I like what it was saying. I like the music. I like the acting. It's genuinely creepy. Good stuff. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Great show. Show I grew up on. Got to get through it one more time. Not one more time, but just more recently. The Babadook. This is like one of my friend's favorite movies. We started it, but I think it was like at 4 a.m. and we got like 5 minutes in, and then that was it. One day I will finish it because it is a very short movie. But at that point I would just restart it and watch from the beginning. But I like watching horror movies more towards Halloween, but I should just be more open to just watching them whenever. Baby Driver. Haven't opened up this copy. I love this movie. I've just seen it so many times before, and then I got it at Walmart. So bam. Bad Lieutenant. I didn't like this movie that much. I know it's a popular movie. I didn't like it. Barton Fink. I have the Blu-ray of this, but recently I bought the Amazon paid version because sometimes it's just more convenient to stream it. But I love collecting movies that I like. Well, we'll see if I like this one. If not, well, it's another Coen Brothers to add to the collection. Batman Begins. Another copy I haven't opened yet. A lot of times I get these copies for cheap, and I'm like, add them to the collection. But recently I saw this on Netflix. It's good. I give it like a 7. It holds up. I like it. But we started The Dark Knight the other day. I'm like, I just want to go back into that. That one was like amazing so far. I haven't seen that since it came out though, so I gotta give that some chance. BVS Ultimate Edition. Jeez, I gotta see this before the Snyder Cut. Never seen the Ultimate Edition before. Only seen the regular cut. Again, a lot of these are not opened. I collect these, but it's hard to see a movie. It's just time consuming. I can't even do shows. So like I try to watch movies once a day, but there's so many movies. I'm always discovering new stuff. But I love my collection. I just got to open up more of the ones that I've seen before. Beetlejuice I've seen many times before, but I haven't seen recently. Used to love this movie. Used to love watching it with my mom. Black Swan, great movie. Darren Aronofsky, he's one of my favorite directors. He was one of my favorite director when I got into like the Blu-ray collecting, like 2019. But that has since been taken over by like Abbas and Mikhail Haneke. But anyways, Blade Runner, the final cut. This gets a lot of praise. Didn't love it. It's okay. I know what it did for cinema though. I get it. Blow. I think my mom recommended me this. Gotta see it sometime. Oh, Blue Velvet, which is funny. I think I have the Criterion to this. I might be wrong. But either way, love this movie. Haven't seen it since 2017. I got into David Lynch. Boogie Nights. Adult movie. I mean, just the topic alone. It's about porn. Love this movie. It's fantastic. It's Mark Wahlberg being a porn star. Bruno. Love this movie. Very controversial. Sacha Baron Cohen. This might be my... no, Borat 1 is still really... Like, Borat 1 and this are amazing. I did not enjoy Borat 2 as much. It was just, like, jokes I've seen before that, like, didn't feel too... And then the reaction stuff felt like more... But Bruno and Borat... some interesting satirical stuff. Very good, in my opinion. I love both of those. Buffalo 66. Pretty challenging film. Interesting film. I really like this one. This was good. Buffalo 66. Just a good character study. Burn After Reading. I like this. I didn't love it as much as a lot of other people, but not my favorite Coens, but not the worst. I like the soundtrack of this a lot. I remember I tried using the soundtrack for one of my Lego videos, and YouTube came. Anyways, Cape Fear. This is good. It's not far from my favorite Scorsese. I mean, that was a part of my childhood because of The Simpsons. I never saw it until recently. And Casino. Hey, speaking of Scorsese, this one's good. I like Casino a lot. I like that one. But I'd go with Goodfellas, or maybe even The Irishman was better than it. I don't know. I gotta rewatch Irishman. Chicago. She had it coming. She had it coming. Good music. Okay, other than that. Chef. It's a meme movie. It's okay. I mean, it's Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau, I'll be honest, he's a cool guy, but his directing style doesn't have much to it. It's like very standard. I don't know. That's just how I feel. Children of Men, not of the men. Never seen this. Always want to see this. I just have never gone around to it. I don't know why. Clouded with a Chance. I haven't seen this in a bit, but I like this movie. I've seen it maybe twice. Good animation movie. I love animated movies, so gotta collect my animated movies I like. Cloverfield, never seen. Popular movie. Collateral. Want to see this with my friend. He recommended it. Have not seen it yet. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. I think this is written by Charlie Kaufman, which made me want to see it. So I got to get to that. Crank. I think YMS recommended this as a good watch. The action seems pretty cool. Got to get to that. Jeez, I'm noticing how much more of these are unopened. And it's like, what a collection. And then you look at my Lego collection that has a bunch of unopened sets too. Sorry, guys. Anyways, Creed. My cousin loves Rocky and Creed. I've only seen Rocky. I don't know if I loved it, but I liked it. Ooh, The Dark Crystal. Well, we'll get to the Muppet stuff later. I love the world of Jim Henson and stuff like that. Dark Crystal is interesting. It's not my favorite Muppet or Henson. Okay, let's just call it a Henson property. It's not my favorite Henson property, but I will probably say the puppeteering in this might be like the best one because it's all puppets, or Muppets if you want to look at it that way. But, well, they're not technically Muppets because they're creatures. Okay, I'll throw the Jim Henson lingo out. Good movie. Amazing puppeteering. The story. But then people say the TV show's good. I can't do TV shows. It's hard for me to do TV shows. They're very time consuming. Oh, The Dark Knight. There's my Blu-ray copy, but it's on Netflix. Death Proof. I've been dying to see this. I want to see Grindhouse too. I think I ordered Grindhouse, but it just never came to my house. I heard this is like the most controversial, in terms of if people like it or not for Quentin. I like Quentin, but yeah, I still am missing about half his filmography probably. Demolition Man, my cousin always says this is great. I don't know, I'm not a huge action movie guy anymore, so that's my dilemma, but who knows. The Departed, I like this one. Good really good Scorsese. Not my favorite, but really good. I wouldn't call it one of the top ones, but really good. Django, always want to see this. Have not seen it yet. Dogtooth. Well, there you go with Yorgos. This movie is messed up, pretty intense, very intense. Love what it was exploring. Like, well, I don't want to give too much spoilers, but, I even consider, like, giving a plot of something kind of a spoiler. Basically, if you were not to see the outside world, think about it that way. That's all I'll say as a little catch to maybe intrigue you to see it. The Double, I like Jesse Eisenberg. I don't remember loving this movie. I don't remember much of this movie. Unfortunately, didn't really connect with me. Drag Me to Hell. People recommend this one. Have not seen it yet. Sam Raimi, right? Is it Sam Raimi? Yep, Sam Raimi, director of the Spider-Man trilogy. Okay. Drive. It's that film that all the cinephiles love. I love it, but what's there to say about Drive that, great. If you haven't heard of Drive, great Ryan Gosling movie, some great camera work, very reserved, but the director, Nicholas Winding Refn, he did a follow-up called Only God Forgives, which we'll get to later, and that one did not connect with me. I was not a fan of that one. The Duff. Mae Whitman was the reason I got this. This movie is not good. I love it. They just put Ken Jeong just like photoshopped on here, but I love Mae Whitman, so. Dune, by far the worst David Lynch film. This is just bad. There's no defending it, but I'm looking forward to the Denis Villeneuve one. I just want to get all the David Lynch movies, though, because I love David Lynch. Like, he was my original favorite director when I started getting into movies, like I said. Dunkirk. Good movie, but honestly, it kind of went down on a rewatch for me, because I didn't like it as much. But I still like it. Far from my favorite Nolan. Edge of 17. Good movie. Haven't seen it in a bit. I like coming-of-age movies. Which, speaking of which, my favorite. 8th grade. I love this movie. Very accurate portrayal of 8th grade if you're a YouTuber. And just all that awkwardness. I love cringe humor and awkwardness. And there's some great stuff from there in here. Let's see. Enter the Void. Started this one time. Didn't finish it. I love what I was seeing so far. Like this DMT trip of a movie. But like I was watching on like a car trip or something. So I'm like, I gotta give this movie more respect, and I just haven't gone to that. But I've been into his filmography. Well, I saw Irreversible recently, which is really good, really intense. That does not have a Blu-ray release. E.T. I haven't seen this in years. Want to see it. I gotta go on like a Spielberg kick, because I haven't seen much Spielberg lately. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Great movie. Love this movie. Have not seen it in a few years, but I love, like, one of the best Jim Carrey roles. Am I wrong in saying this was written by Seacoff? Yep, Charlie Kaufman, right? He wrote this, right? I don't know. It's been a while. That was before I even knew who Charlie Kaufman was. Ex Machina. This is a good movie. Guess I didn't open this copy. I must have seen this online. But a good movie. The director is... who is it? I'm like thinking... How did I forget who the director was? Is it the guy who did Annihilation? Am I wrong in that? I don't know. It's been a bit. It's a little late. The Farewell. Good movie. I didn't like how it ended and everything like that. I felt like towards the end it started getting messy and everything. But I don't remember too much. Saw it when it came out. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Ooh, is this my favorite Wes Anderson? Might be my favorite Wes Anderson. I think it is. Love this movie. Great movie. Great stop motion. Great characters. Fargo. Classic to many. Not my favorite Coen brothers, if I had to be honest. I don't love it, but I like it a lot. Stanley Kubrick's first movie, Fear and Desire. Interesting. Want to see it. It's like 60 minutes, but never going to want seeing it. Been on a little Kubrick kick lately, though. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Great movie. Very trippy. Johnny Depp does a great role. Fight Club. Seems like a sealed copy. Don't talk about the Fight Club. Great movie by David Fincher, one of my other favorite directors. And very popular movie. You probably already know about it with Fight Club, but I like what it was saying. I liked how it was presented. Finding Nemo, I guess I never opened this one because Disney Plus came over. This is like one that I saw so many times as a child. They would play in every doctor's office and every dentist's office, funny enough. Yeah, it's kind of an overseen Pixar for me that I don't know if I would love it as much if I saw it again, but we'll have to wait and see. Went on the ride recently with my girlfriend, and that was fun. But it's like one of the most mellow rides. So you're just hearing a clam, you go around, that's it. But anyways, First Man, I've been dying to see this since I got this, and like, well, okay, ever since it came out. Was it like 2018 when this came out? I might be wrong. I've been dying to see this. I've been wanting to see this, but nobody wants to see it with me. And I'm like, this is a movie I gotta see with people. And now I'm just starting to be like, okay, I'll just start seeing movies by myself. Like, I see a lot of movies by myself now because it's like, okay, I'm not gonna wait for other people so I can see some great movies. Florida Project. This is like my cousin's favorite movie ever. I like it. Where it ends, it's like the worst part. But to each their own. The Fly. Isn't this Cronenberg? I want to see this. Right? Is this Cronenberg? Oh no, is this the original? This might be the original The Fly. I don't even know. I might think I bought the Cronenberg one, but I got the original. Like the Jeff Goldblum one. Fright Night. Which is weird. I don't know why it's not open, because I thought I saw the DVD code. Do I have 2 Fright Nights? I have no clue. Maybe I did just buy it on... That's the thing. I love my collection, but it is a collection. Like, I don't touch a lot. I like having like a reenactment of Blockbuster, but yeah, I need to actually open some of these. Anyways, Fright Night. My mom loves this movie. Saw it this Halloween. It was cheesy, but it was fun. Where did I put Fright? Okay, right here. Frost Nixon. Want to see. Haven't seen. Always want to see that. I'm not too into the political stuff, but that one always seemed interesting to me. Fruitvale Station. Always wanted to see. Heard it's Michael B. Jordan's like best role or whatever, and he's a great actor, so I want to see that. But I haven't seen it. The Game. Isn't this Fincher? Right? This is David Fincher. Yep, the director of Seven. This movie, I don't like. I didn't enjoy it, unfortunately. It's like one of my least favorite Finchers. The Ghost Rider. Yeah. Ewan McGregor and YMS was saying this is like a 10 out of 10. I'm like, this? Okay. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Actually, I think I bought a new copy because the original one I saw was my friend's copy, my old roommate's. This is another David Fincher. I love David Fincher. I really like this one. Give it like an 8. People say the Swedish, right? Is this Swedish? Swedish version's better. I haven't seen it. Get Out. I like this one. Felt a little overrated when it came out, and whenever it came out. But it was cool that it got nominated for like Best Picture, I think, which is like horror movies getting nominated for Best Picture is cool. Godfather. Seen the first one, enjoyed it. Want to see the second one. My cousin wants to see it with us, and he's very busy. Gone Girl. I love this movie when it came out, and I haven't seen it since. I really, 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 really want to rewatch it just to see how it holds up. Because my movie taste, I've seen like billions of film, probably like hundreds of films in the span of since I've seen this. Because I saw this in like when I was just getting into cinema, like collecting Blu-rays and everything, letterboxing everything. I think in 2019 was it? And now it's 2021. Is that the end of it? Oh, Gone with the Wind. People love this movie. I saw it for $9. But yeah. Goodfellas. Great movie. one of my favorite, if not, I mean, this is probably my second favorite Scorsese, first favorite being Raging Bull. I haven't seen a Scorsese in a while, though. Good Time. I haven't seen this since it came out. I love this movie, though, when I saw it. Like, this was, like, one of my favorite movies of whenever year it came out. Was it 2017? The Graduate. Always wanted to see this. Never got around to it. Because I got the ending spoiled, so... But I still want to see it. I still will see it. It's a big backlog. Grand Budapest. I didn't like this one. I know. I gotta rewatch it, though. I think back then I gave it like a 7. I was much more looser with ratings if it was a critically acclaimed one, but now I'll just be honest. Gremlins. Love this movie growing up. Have not seen it since. My girlfriend and my mom love that one. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This is like the most interesting Halloween to me. I've seen clips. I've always wanted to see it, but I missed out. I want to see it during Halloween. Oh, Halloween 1. I loved watching Halloween 1. It's interesting for what it is. Just as the slasher genre. This film is the only Michael Haneke film I have not seen. Happy Ending. He's my favorite director. I'm just waiting to see this with somebody. I want to see his last movie with somebody. Because it's like also his most recent movie in 2017. I have no clue what it's about, and I kind of want to go in blind. Harry Potter film collection. Love the Harry Potter movies. I've always loved the Harry Potter movies. Are they the best movies? I don't know. There's the more I watch them, the more I notice little things, but I still love watching these. I love watching these with my mom. It's like something we do whenever I go down to visit her. Hateful Eight. Want to see this because it's Tarantino. Heard it's pretty cool. Heaven Knows What. This is a Safdie Brothers movie, so this is by the people who do Good Time and Uncut Gems. This is intense, but interesting. It's like a half documentary, half not. I don't even know. It's a very unique movie. I didn't love it, but it was very unique, and I think they just got better from there. Her. I love this when it came out. Have not seen it since. Spike Jonze. Hereditary. Love this when it came out. Haven't seen it since. Got it to rewatch it. Cachet. Oh, I didn't open this one? Dang it. I did get it on Amazon when I watched it. Or it's called Hidden to a lot of people. I don't know why they say that. They should have just called Cachet. Cachet is such a cooler name. This movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a Michael Haneke movie. It's like the best mystery I've ever seen. Just the best mystery. And I don't even want to say much about it, but the direction of this movie... The lengths it goes to, love this movie so much. Cachet or Hidden. The Holy Mountain. This movie's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Amazing soundtrack. Some incredible shots. Yeah, I love this director too for his movies. Gotta see more of them though. Gotta see more of them. I've seen El Topo, Holy Mountain, and Santa Sangre. And they're all very weird, very unique movies, but they all have a similar, like, you could feel it's him. The Host. This is a Bong Joon-ho movie, the guy who did Parasite. I keep forgetting it is one, but it's like a horror movie with like a creature. It's fun. It's fun. I don't love it, but it's fun. Hudsucker Proxy. Oh, this is a great movie. Again, another movie I probably saw on Amazon Paid. This has... probably my favorite scene of any movie. Well, okay, I can't say that. Code Unknown has amazing scenes. Okay, Cachet has some amazing scenes too. Favorite scene of any, like, favorite comedic scene. There's just this sequence in the middle of this that's, like, the most amazing sequence, and I'm waiting to use it for, like, a meme one day when it gets, like, the perfect time. Like, it will make for a great Lego meme. Love that scene. And there's some other great scenes in here. Kind of a messy movie. It's Coen Brothers, and it was, like, the first movie by... not a lot of people talk about this, but it's, like... The Coen Brothers were hired, I guess, by Warner Bros. To do a studio movie, and they got as much money as they want. So it's just like, okay, go with it. And they made the Hudsucker Proxy. It's a family picture, I guess you could say, because it's like PG. You won't expect that from the Coen Brothers all the time. The Hunt. Love this movie. This was one of the first, I think this is like, yeah, one of, if not the first foreign, like, subtitled different language film, because it was foreign and it was subtitled. Maybe I saw some like UK movies, yeah, I guess like James Bond and stuff back then, but very, very interesting, dark, important subject matter and everything. The Hunt. And this is by the person who did Another Round, which also stars Mads Mikkelsen. And that's where I found out about Mads Mikkelsen. Inglourious Bastards. This was, I think, my first Tarantino. I loved it when I saw it, but the more I think about it, it kind of goes down and down and down. Inherent Vice. I want to see this because it's PTA, right? Like Paul Thomas Anderson, he did Boogie Nights. He did Punch Drunk Love. What's another one I've seen of him? I'm just trying to say the names of. Oh, Hard Eight. I haven't seen much of him because I'm trying to go in order, and I saw Punch Drunk Love some time ago. This one I want to see. I have not seen a new PTA movie. He has this one. Oh, no. What am I saying? I saw Phantom Thread. I did not like Phantom Thread when I saw it, but that was like when I had a different taste, so maybe I rewatch it. So yeah, I guess I've actually seen more PTA than I thought. That's like, what, 4? Interstellar. I love this movie when it came out. Saw it recently. I like it still. Well, I still really like it, actually, I should say. It's not my favorite Nolan, but it's probably... Is it top 3? I don't know. I do really like this movie. I like the concepts it has. Some of the execution is a little messy. Iron Giant. I love this. I wouldn't say I loved it as a kid. I saw it as a kid. Haven't seen it since, and I want to rewatch it. It's by Brad Bird, who did The Incredibles. I really liked this when it came out. But I don't know if my taste has changed for it because I haven't seen it. Well, I saw it before the second It. And I like the second It more than a lot of people. It Comes at Night. A lot of people didn't like this one. I liked it a lot. It's by the dude who did Waves and Krisha, which I like those too. Waves is probably my favorite of the 3, though. It Follows. This is by... Oh, the guy who did Under the Silver Lake, right? This is good, but Under the Silver Lake is, like, great. I forget about Under the Silver Lake. That's a really good movie. I think I have 1, 2, 3 cartoon in this one. Anyways, A Very Muppet Christmas Movie. We covered this on the podcast. This is the strangest Christmas movie I think I've... strangest Muppet movie. What am I saying? Very interesting. It's edgier than a lot of Muppet stuff. Like, even... Like, the original show has a good edge to it, but this is, like, almost, like, mean-spirited at points. So that was not what I expected from it. It's a very Muppet Christmas movie, and it's very 2000s. There's so many 2000 references. Joe Rogan's in the freaking movie. Who else is in there? There's Joe Rogan. There's like another like surprise cameo. I was like, wait, what? But anyways, Isle of Dogs or I Love Dogs. Love this movie. Probably my second favorite. What is it called? Wes Anderson. Love the stop motion. Love its tone. Jackie Brown. I love this movie too. Like, this is underrated Tarantino. Very good characters. It's more reserved than his other movies. It's not like a full-out bloodbath. Not that that's a bad thing, but I think it's very unique for that response. But anyways, Jingle All the Way. Love this movie when I was young. We still love watching it for Christmas, but I guess I haven't opened this copy because it usually just pops on TV. John Wick. A lot of people love John Wick. I like these movies. Interesting stuff. Keanu is Keanu. His acting's okay, but this is the best one, and I like the mythos that the other ones build off of, but those kind of lose me a bit. But it's a good revenge tale, the first John Wick. Justice League. I'm amazed I actually bought this, to be honest. Maybe I just got to rewatch it, because there's one point where everybody was critiquing me because I gave Justice League a higher score than the original Avengers, but that was a rewatch of the original Avengers, and I never rewatched this. So if I rewatched this, it would probably be even lower than the original Avengers. But at the end of the day, it's my opinion. I can say whatever I want. But now I just want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League, which comes out, later this week or something? Ooh. These are I think my only 2 steelbooks. Movies I love. Kill Bill. My friends got me this. Love how these look at steelbooks. Where is this? Oh, yeah, volume 2. And in general, Kill Bill, the first one I give a 10 out of 10. The second one I give like a 9 out of 10. I love these movies. These are my favorite Tarantino. My mom loves these movies, and we saw them together, and it's so good. So good. They do animation. They do just all these different scenarios and stuff like that I love. Some great music too. Killing of a Sacred Deer. Yorgos Lanthimos, the guy who did Lobster, Dogtooth, Alps, which we covered earlier. This I love. It's a very strange movie. It's almost cringe humor, which I like. I enjoy that. Killing Them Softly. I have never seen this movie. I've heard it's pretty good. I don't know. Kung Fu Panda, the 3-movie collection. It's weird now that I do this. Because now, my roommate could walk in and I'm just looking at him right now. Kung Fu Panda, 3-movie collection. Do you have any comments? No? Okay. Kung Fu Panda, 3-movie collection. Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2 are great. Kung Fu Panda 3 sucks. Labyrinth. I love this movie growing up. This was probably the only Jim Henson movie aside from Elmo. I mean, that's not even a Jim Henson movie. It's a Henson production. Elmo and Grouchland or whatever. I love this movie as a kid. Watched it recently with my mom. Still love it. This has great puppeteering too. And great cheesy David Bowie music. Heck yeah. Lars and the Real Girl. This one I liked. It was very interesting with Ryan Gosling kind of playing this lonely guy. A little sad. This was fun. This was a fun movie. Speaking of Gosling, La La Land. I started rewatching this too, but then it was when I was at 5 a.m. and I got tired. Not based on the movie, but I'm going to finish that rewatch very soon. Love this movie. Great music, great direction. That opening, not only does it have amazing music, but just how it blows my mind how they do it. Lego Batman movie. It's a Lego movie. This is my third favorite, I guess, because I think I like the Lego movie 2 better than this. Still good. I liked a lot of the little references. This is the cool stuff. There's some good jokes. Speaking of which, Lego Movie 1, and this one's unopened. I have about 3 copies of this freaking movie. Because I keep losing them. I don't know why. This is my only 4K one. Love this movie, but I have not seen it. Did I see it before? I don't even know if I might have seen it before Lego Movie 2 again. But then I started collecting all this stuff, like I said. It wasn't even 2018. It might have been 2018, summer 2018 when I started collecting this. I don't know. But either way, it's the Lego movie. This movie has no right to be as good as it is. It's a literal ad, but it rocks. They took so much time to make the animation look like Lego stop motion. There's deep messages in this, about compliance and authority. Great movie. Lego Movie 2, I like a lot. A lot of people don't like, but I thought it was a pretty good follow-up. It wasn't like the first movie so much. It even took a different turn for being a musical. Gets messy by the end. Some interesting messages and some interesting takes. Fantastic Lego sets, in my opinion. All the Lego movies have great Lego sets. Lego Ninjago movie is the worst one, and that one has as the best theme. I don't even own Lego Ninjago movie. That's how much I don't like that one. It's okay. It's not the worst thing, but it was just so disappointing for a Lego movie. My friend, my old roommate, left this year. I have not seen it. People always talk about the Padawan Menace and say it's a pretty good Star Wars movie. Life of Pi, want to see, have not seen. Little Mermaid, didn't see this copy, but we saw this last summer. It was good, didn't hold up as much, but Part of Your World's great. Under the Sea is great. What's Ursula's song again? I don't remember. The Lobster. Well, I was just talking about this one. I think this is on Amazon Prime actually for free. This is not a movie for everybody because it's very monotone and it's very unique. It's like Killing of a Sacred Deer in that regard. Very interesting though. Very different and interesting commentary on relationships. I actually really love this movie. This is a great movie. And it's really funny too. Logan, really liked this when it came out. Rewatched it, still really like it. Didn't hold up as well, but still really good. Logan, my favorite X-Men movie. X-Men when I was young was probably the ones that we watched the most with Spider-Man, X-Men and Spider-Man. I never got too into the Batman movies when I was young. I'm just talking about superhero movies, not DC or Marvel together. You get what I mean. But this is the best X-Men movie, in my opinion. I don't know if a lot of those X-Men movies hold up, just from what I've seen recently. Lolita. Yeah, they made a movie about Lolita. This is a novel I read back in school, or I think I flubbed it, honestly, because it was just like a book report thing. It's like, oh, I'm reading Lolita. This is a great movie. I love this. It's a Stanley Kubrick movie. It's like Stanley Kubrick's least popular movie. Not a lot of people talk about it, but interesting, dark comedy. I mean, it's about a very uncomfortable subject matter of a guy who goes for teenage girls, which is awful. And they kind of touch on that, but it's also interesting on how they portray it with a very reserved fashion. Very interesting movie, not for everybody, and very intense and adult. But also without showing anything. It's just dark. Lord of the Rings, 3-film collection, and also we talked about Lolita on the podcast. It was one of the movies we did for Mantis and Man podcast. Lord of the Rings, love these films. My mom introduced them to me when I was, I guess, around the time that the new Lego sets came out. It was 2012. And we watched them in rotation with Harry Potter ever since. I don't know if I have a favorite, though. Lost Highway. I have not seen David Lynch's Lost Highway since 2017. And this was not one of my favorites when I saw it. But I really want to watch it now with the mind I have now. I just got to do a general David Lynch rewatch. Lost in Translation. Always want to see this. I've seen Sofia Coppola's, which have I only seen Marie Antoinette? I think so. I was not impressed by that one, but this is apparently the best one with Virgin Suicides, which I've always wanted to see that. So I hope I get to see that because those look like great movies. Madagascar, the complete collection. I haven't even opened this. Ugh. I love Madagascar as a kid. Want to rewatch them sometime. The first one we watched a lot as a kid. The second one I've probably only seen once in theaters, and the third one I've only seen once in theaters. Never even saw Penguins in Madagascar, the movie. Mad Max Fury Road. Great movie, honestly. One of my favorite action movies. I love the action in this movie. Also has some deep themes. Magnolia. Really want to see this. Have not seen it. This is the next PTA I got to see. Want to see it with certain people. Certain people are busy. Mandy. I think this is one of Rye's favorite movies. This is one I want to see. Have not seen it. Nick Cage. The Man Who Wasn't There. This is a Coen Brothers movie, and no, it's not my favorite because Inside Llewyn Davis is probably my favorite Coen Brothers movie. This is still fantastic, though. This is like my second favorite, probably. Underrated one, and very interesting. It's funny. It's also shot very well. Oh, crud. Did I lose my place? Oh, no. Right here. Manhattan by Woody Allen. Ooh. Haven't seen this. Mary and Max. Love. This is one of my favorite movies. This is like a great animated movie. Love the director. He touches on a lot of intellectual disabilities. Great movie about an unlikely friendship. And the animation in here is fan-freaking-tastic for stop motion. And it's also very dark. Very, very dark. And it goes there, and I love that. Fantastic movie, Mary and Max. A good movie about autism. Freaking Happy. What was it called? Music, or that was an awful movie about autism. The Master. This is PTA. Oh my gosh, I saw this too. Okay. Yeah, I've seen more PTA than I remember. I love this movie, but I've only seen it once. This is a PTA movie. Very interesting commentary and fantastic directing. Fantastic script. The Matrix. Saw this recently. Didn't love it, but I liked it a lot. It felt like a real-life anime. Megamind. This is a meme movie. Pretty good DreamWorks movie. A little more adult. Like, I like when Pixar and DreamWorks do adult main characters. I mean, when they're not anthropomorphic animals, I guess you could say. Even if that would, I'm thinking Madagascar. I'm like, okay, does that count as adult characters? But when you have actual I guess, like adults in the human world. It's interesting to me. Like Soul was one where it was like an adult in a human world. Megamind's one like that, and it veers less for kids, and I find that interesting. So Megamind is a notable one, and one that I like. Oh, come on, I can't put this back. Mega 64. I love Mega 64. I listen to the podcast every week. Legit. I love their video games IRL. But I've never seen the full TV show, which is where the video games IRL came from. If it wasn't for Mega 64, I would have never gotten to David Lynch because they were talking about Twin Peaks all the time. So I was like, let me check Twin Peaks out. And then that kind of birthed all of this. Memento. This is, I think, my favorite Nolan movie. I might be wrong there, but I love this movie. Great movie. Very sad movie. Miami Vice. People love this movie. Never seen it. Miller's Crossing, a Coen Brothers movie I never see or hear people talk about. That makes me really interested. Because sometimes when people talk about movies all the time, like that I've heard about, it makes me less interested because I hear so much about them. I kind of like going to movies blind and everything. But anyways, Misery. My cousin wanted to see this, so I got it, but we have not seen it yet. Walter Mitty. I got this for my friend Houston Productions. He loves this movie. One day I will see it. Ooh, I didn't even know the case was like this. I did see this. I think it was at Amazon Paid or something. But this is Mommy. A very interesting 2014 movie. Just the aspect ratio is different. And then so much about it is very frank, very honest, very dark for a subject matter that is it's a tough subject matter. So I recommend Mommy. Very good stuff. And I think it's relatively short too. I think it's a Quebec film. It's in French Canadian. Monsters Inc. I mean, it's Monsters Inc. Well, let's put it in the grand scheme of my Pixar love. I like Monsters Inc. I loved it as a kid. Watching it recently, it didn't hold up as well. I'd probably give it a 7. So mid-tier Pixar for me, because there's like low-tier Pixar, then the greats, and I'm thinking of the greats, Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, Ratatouille. In the comments, people are going to say a lot. I got to rewatch. Incredibles would be there. I got to rewatch WALL-E, Up, Inside Out, because I liked those a lot when I was young, but I haven't seen them in quite a bit. Monsters Inc. Moon. Really wanted to love this one. It was okay. It was okay. Mother. A lot of people don't like this. This is Darren Aronofsky. I like this a lot. When I saw it in theaters, haven't seen it since. So I haven't seen it since I saw Darren Aronofsky's other films. Only film I haven't seen by Darren Aronofsky, besides not rewatching. Well, I mean, I haven't rewatched a lot of them, but like I haven't seen that one since it came out, and then I've never seen Noah. I own Noah, but it's just like okay. Muppets from Space. All right, my Muppet opinion of this. Low tier Muppet movie. It's weird. It's not great. There's like no music really. I think maybe Gonzo's song, but like, I'm not saying a Muppet movie needs to have music, but my gosh, those make a lot of great Muppet movies. This is like trying to be like an action movie, and no, I say Muppets. Everybody says Muppets in Space. It's Muppets from Space. There's actually, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, it's something not to, whatever. They don't go to space in this movie. That's the end of it. They do not go to space. They do not show space. Muppets Take Manhattan. Not the best movie. I freaking love this movie. I love Muppets Take Manhattan, and Disney has kind of forgotten about this movie, and it annoys the heck out of me. Because Disney never purchased this, Muppets in Space, or Kermit's Swamp Years, or even a very Muppet Christmas movie. You could get rid of all of those, except this is such an important Muppet movie. This is such a great Muppet movie, and Disney always references, like they literally, okay, so there's a song here called Together Again, right? Disney does not own the rights to this movie. So they license out the song, and then they release it as Together Again, but it's not Together Again. It's called Together Again Again. It's not Together Again. This is probably my favorite Muppet soundtrack. Like Muppet movie, the original, and then this has the best soundtrack. Look, this has Together Again, the freaking Muppets Baby song. What else? The wedding song, which I I love the wedding song and the other song. I don't want to say too much details, actually. There's a song that's connected to that. And then this one has the saying goodbye. Oh my gosh, that song breaks my heart. However, the story in this one it's not the best. It's not the best. But like the music alone, I think it was even not like I think the soundtrack was nominated for like an Oscar. The Nice Guys. People love this movie. I did not really like this movie. I guess everybody likes every movie, but I'm looking at like say I usually go on like the Letterboxd community, which yeah, when I say people like it, you know, that community. A Nightmare Before Christmas. Love this movie. Love the animation in it. Love the music in it too. There's Noah, only Darren Aronofsky movie I haven't seen. Oh my gosh, excuse me, guys. No Country for Old Men. Good Coen brothers. But I didn't like it as much as people like say this is like the best movie ever. I didn't get to that point. I like it. I like it a lot. Nocturnal Animals. A very interesting and different movie. Good stuff. Saw that on a plane, I believe. Now You See Me, the original. These are guilty pleasures. The original is better than the second one. I don't even think I own the second one. The second one has like this card sequence that's like very memorable, but like that movie just does not make sense, period. I get it, they're magicians, so I guess they could do whatever they want. Mother, one of the few Bong Joon-ho movies I haven't seen. But yeah, want to see it. Oh, I do own Now You See Me too. You see, they even have it's like, remember the card part? Old Boy. Very interesting movie. Really like the action in here. Like how dark it goes. Good movie. Korean movie. Once Upon a Time in America. Want to see it. Haven't seen it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Saw it once. Liked it. Want to see it again. Only God Forgives. Yeah, don't like this movie very much. Sorry, Rye. Paddington. People love this movie. I thought it was okay. I have Paddington 2, but I don't know where it's at. Parasite. People love this movie. I do too. It's by Bong Joon-ho. Won Best Picture. Paranorman. I loved this movie when it came out in 2012. Have not seen it since. This is cool too. I love this. It's like a green Blu-ray. Peanuts movie. I didn't love it. It was. The animation was great. It was wholesome, but it didn't do much. Perks of Being a Wallflower. Great Mae Whitman movie. And also a great Emma Watson movie. And The Flash, right? It's The Flash, right? Ezra. And this guy's good too. But the standouts were Mae Whitman and Emma Watson. This movie is a good coming-of-age movie. Where was I at? Let's see. Perks. Yeah, P's. Pulp Fiction. I like this movie. I don't love it as much as other people, but I like it a lot. Interesting storytelling. Raging Bull. This is like my favorite Scorsese movie. Very underrated. It's not much about boxing. It's not really a sports movie if you want to say that. Like, which is good because I'm not super into sports. I mean, I'll watch any good movie. It's just more of like a character study of just like one messed up guy. Raising Arizona. Coen Brothers, lower tier for me. Too goofy for my taste. I love goofy movies, don't get me wrong, but it was like just a weird clash. It was like Hudsucker Proxy, because Hudsucker Proxy is really goofy, but I think that's better. That one does it better. But people love Raising Arizona, and it's a Nick Cage movie. Ratatouille, one of my favorite Pixar movies. I mean, to make fun of the critic, even film critics. Requiem, love this movie. Requiem for a Dream by Darren Aronofsky. Very intense, honest depiction, drug abuse, you know, later year mental problems and stuff like that, and addiction and everything. Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Great directed movie, but again, not for everybody. Very intense stuff. Reservoir Dogs. I remember I saw this movie with my college girlfriend, and this was when I asked her out, was when watching Reservoir Dogs. We broke up after 2 months. Needless to say, I give Reservoir Dog a 6 out of 10. Ruby. My old roommate loves Ruby. Left it here. I swear I haven't seen... No, I'm kidding. I've seen the first season. I might have seen the second season. It was fine, but it didn't really catch me. Ruby Volume 2. Sisters Brothers. Always wanted to see this since it came out. Haven't seen it. Looks interesting. Looks different. Rocky. Only seen the first one. A little questionable, but you know, it's a product of its time. I liked it. Didn't love it. Scott Pilgrim. Loved this movie. Saw it when it came out. Haven't seen it since. I love the director, Edgar Wright. Searching. Loved this movie when it came out. Haven't seen it since. Very interesting narrative framing there. They do it through a computer screen. Seven. A lot of people love this movie. I remember I went on a hunt to find this DVD. I had to go to like a FYE far away. And this was when I was on my David Fincher kick. I liked it. I didn't love it. A lot of people love this one, but I just liked it. Shame. This is an adult topic. It's about addiction to, well, vaping. And this is by Steve McQueen. Not the actor Steve McQueen, but director Steve McQueen, who did 12 Years a Slave, Hunger, the Small Axe series that just came out, which I really want to see. I haven't seen. He did Widows. This might be my least favorite movie that I've seen from him. I liked it. I didn't love it. Shaun of the Dead. Hot Fuzz. In the World's End. I've seen these two. They're great movies. My mom loves these movies. Never seen this one. They're really funny, and they have some great visual humor. Shape of Water. I saw this when it came out. Haven't seen it since. I think that's my only film that I've seen by I can't say it. Del Toro. Guillermo. I can't say it. Shawshank and The Green Mile. Two movies people love. Haven't seen either. The Shining. Saw this recently with my family. Love it. Just the direction, the setting, you know, the tone, how it's displayed, and the music. Ooh, that synthesizer, like Clockwork Orange. Short Term 12. Really want to see this because I think the director is directing like a new Marvel movie or something. So that's why I bought it back then. I'm not super into Marvel, and I was like, oh, Brie Larson's in it too. But yeah, haven't seen this. Sicario, Denis Villeneuve. Haven't seen it. Silence. Not even a religious guy. This is a great movie. This is a Martin Scorsese movie. Love this movie. Love the questions it brings up. Love the acting. Some of the editing gets a little but like other than that, very, very, very good movie. Very intense movie too. Very dark movie. But yeah, Martin Scorsese. That's like, I don't know, because I love Shutter Island too. That's another one that like Silence and Shutter Island people don't love. I love both of those. Silent Voice. People said this was really good. I think my roommate saw this when I wasn't even here, but I have not seen it. The Sixth Sense. This is one people love, but I haven't seen. But as a kid, like my dad would always be like, I see dead people. Social Network. This used to be my favorite movie. That's like a live action movie because Toy Story 2 has been my favorite movie forever. I don't know if it holds up. But I saw it recently. Like, I won't even say recently. I saw it in 2019, fall 2019. So gave it a 10 then. If I watch it now, again, I don't know how much it would hold up. But I gotta give these old favorites another chance. But the sound, I love the soundtrack of that movie. Oh shoot, yeah, wait, I was supposed to go over here. Spartacus. Yep, by Stanley Kubrick. Really want to see this. Again, been on that Kubrick kick. 2 movie collections, SpongeBob 1 and 2. I like both of these movies. SpongeBob 2, just skip every CGI part, you know, when they go to the live action stuff. That's like, it's literally directed by like another director. Like it's literally awful. But I think the director directed like a movie too, and he did good there. But the animated parts, I love the animated parts. It gets trippy. There's some good music, but nothing beats the original SpongeBob movie. I love that movie a lot. I think the original SpongeBob movie is my favorite Nickelodeon movie. Now, if we're counting Nickelodeon TV movies, well, what is it? Channel Chasers. Nothing could top Channel Chasers. Split. I saw Unbreakable recently. Haven't seen Split. Haven't seen much M. Night, to be honest. Excuse me. Spring Breakers by Harmony Korine. I hope I said that right. Harm is an interesting director. I want to see more of him, like Gummo and Julian Donkey Boy. Just the names of them are like awesome. Starlet. This is by the dude who did the Florida Project. I think this is the movie No, Tangerine was a movie before that, which I love. This is the movie before Tangerine. Schenectady, New York. I always say that wrong. Charlie Kaufman directed. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Very, very good movie. I didn't love it, though. Oh, speaking of Tangerine. This is a trans movie. It's about a trans woman. Very good movie. Very interesting movie. It's shot on an iPhone. All shot on iPhone. Taxi Driver. Classic Scorsese film. Great movie. Controversial at the time. Good character study. Great music. Great setting. I remember not liking the voiceover as much, though. There Will Be Blood. Always want to see this, but this is PTN. I'm trying to do him in order. I say as I stumble and not get to Magnolia for freaking a year. 3 Billboards. Saw this when it came out. Loved it. Haven't seen it since. Oh, gosh. Come on, fit in there. Then we got a quadrilogy. Toy Story. Got all the 4Ks. Love this movie to death. Love this movie to death. As much as it bothers me now, because I see more through the ploy that this was, some stuff in here is amazing. The ending is freaking... I love the ending. I love the exact ending. The climax part, or whatever you want to call it, like from that on, if you haven't seen Toy Story 3, which, this set spoiler, all that. But like when they're in the daycare, I don't connect with that as much anymore. And Toy Story 4, loved it when it came out. Some of the best animation I've ever seen on a CGI movie. Definitely the weakest of the 4. Rewatched it recently, doesn't really hold up as well. Still okay. Should have been a spinoff though. Because then I think they could have focused more on Woody. But it's like they almost want to include everybody, and it's like too messy. And it feels like so many characters are just useless in there. Just in there to be in a Toy Story movie. So I don't know. Anyways. Tree of Life. Always want to see this. Terrence Malick. Haven't seen it. Tropic Thunder. A lot of people love this movie. It looks funny. Haven't seen it. True Grit. Coen Brothers. Haven't seen it. The Truman Show on open DVD. I saw this way back. Love this movie. Love just the concept. Great concept. And it's a Jim Carrey movie. Uncut Gems. Love this movie. Seen it many, many times. Adam Sandler. And it's just like anxiety inducing. I like movies that make me feel really uncomfortable. Like if I had to be honest. Under the Silver Lake. Love this movie. Very interesting and very well shot. Under the Skin. Interesting. Didn't love it, but some of the darkest things I've ever seen in cinema are on here. if you've seen the movie, you know, there's one scene that is so gross. And from me, which I always watch uncomfortable stuff, it's so horrifying, honestly. Good. I gotta rewatch this. I like that director, too. He did, like, a good short film. What else has he did, like, Sexy Beasts, which is another movie. I really want to see that. Up. I mean, basically a Pixar classic at this point. Love the first, you know, the opening. Haven't seen the rest since, well, I wouldn't say since it first came out. Probably since 2014, 2015. Gotta rewatch that and see where it places in all my Pixar love. Upstream Color. This is one of the most unique movies I've ever seen in my life. Very different movie. And I think it's like a one-man crew. Basically. I mean, there's some other actors in it. But like editing, directing, music, writing, everything by Shane Carew, I believe it's called. He also did Primer, which is a pretty good movie. But these are pretty complex movies. Like these are, like I had difficulty following this one on the first viewing. That I rewatched it. Did I rewatch it twice? I don't know. Very interesting and weird, but I love it. Valhalla Rising. I mean, this is Reining Refn, I believe. Is it? Yep, Nicholas Reining Refn, Mads Mikkelsen. I heard it's like Kick-Ass Vikings, and by the guy who did Drive. Then again, by the guy who did Only God Forgives, so who knows. Waves. We talked about this earlier. This is by Trey Edward Schultz, who did, what is it called? I forgot. It Comes at Night and Krisha. Love this movie. I saw it in theaters, the artsy theater near me, as I call it, the artsy theater. Fantastic. And it got snubbed out of the Oscars last year. Just a great story, a very modern story, and it was set in areas that even I like recognize because it's South Florida. Where the Wild Things Are. This is Spike Jonze, but I have not seen it. I remember the classic book, but it's like Spike Jonze as a kid's movie. Ooh, The Right Ribbon, which I have not opened. Love this movie. This is very good. It's a Michael Haneke, my favorite director. He does like a movie from a different period, from a place I don't think he was ever in. Like an area he was never in because he couldn't have lived at that moment. But everything feels so authentic to the time period. And the themes it touches on are very poignant. I think parents should watch this. The White Ribbon. Is it my favorite Haneke? No. Is it top 5? Probably. See, Michael Haneke, why he's my favorite director, he has this almost fly on the wall style, as people call it, where it's just, it looks and feels like you're there. Like there's not much music. If there's music, it would be a part of the actual movie. I love that so much. But we'll get to more of his stuff later because he has a lot of criterions. Anyways, Widows. We mentioned this earlier with Steve McQueen, who directed Shame, the Small Axe series, 12 Years a Slave, and Hunger. Haven't seen this yet, though. I think that was his follow-up to 12 Years a Slave. Willy Wonka, classic movie. Guess I just never opened this. I even saw this recently. I mean, there's so many parts of it that are instilled in my mind. You know, like when they go through the tunnel, or the Balloompa songs. Wild at Heart. David Lynch. Have not seen this since 2017 when I went on the Lynch kick. But interesting as Nicolas Cage. Very interesting, fantastical movie. I'm trying to see, did I skip one? No, I didn't skip one. Witches. I want to see this. This is a Henson movie I haven't seen. Very weird because it's a Henson movie. It's a Henson production. But also, it's directed by Nicholas Roeg, who is like a director I really like, who does very different movies from like the 70s and 80s. So I'm like, what's this going to be? So I really want to see Witches. And they did like a remake recently. But Nicholas Roeg does some trippy stuff. The Wolf of Wall Street, Scorsese. I really like this Scorsese. Yeah, I like this one a lot. The Wrestler, Darren Aronofsky. Also, it says Marissa Tomei and Mickey Rourke. Very dark movie. Very good movie, though. One of my favorite Darren Aronofskys. It does have kind of a candid style to it too. Where? Oh, okay, it would be right here where we have X-Men, Days of Future Past, First Class, The Apocalypse. It's a little bit late. This is 1 hour in, but we're almost done. I loved these when they came out. Besides Apocalypse, I mean, Apocalypse does Apocalypse have that great Quicksilver scene? That's one of the best like Marvel scenes. But I gotta rewatch these. I honestly gotta rewatch these. They might even be on Disney Plus now. Zodiac, copy I haven't opened. Love this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr. Fantastic mystery based on a real mystery. Great. Even like a character study. Fantastic stuff. Great music, great direction of just making a very creepy movie. Like, this is a genuinely creepy movie because it does feel very real too. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I haven't seen this. Heard it's good. 12 Years a Slave. Love this movie. Very intense. "127 Hours." I like this one. I think I liked it more when I saw it, but the more I think about it, it kind of goes down. Pretty intense, though. Is that Danny Boyle? Right? I might be wrong. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Gotta see this Kubrick movie. See, I'm sorry. I don't really look at directors. I mean, I don't really look at the actors usually. Usually I'll refer to them by, like, the director. So, like, I'll be like, oh, that's a Kubrick movie. But some people might be like, oh, it's this actor's movie. Let me see. This was a gem. The collected works of Hayao Miyazaki. Now, HBO Max has most of his movies. I don't think they have Castle Cagliostro. That's in here. This was released by Disney. Cost me like $100. Pretty darn good, though. Like, a good collection. But yeah, you have, let's see, Lupin the Third I haven't seen. Nausicaa I've seen. I liked it. Castle in the Sky I haven't seen. My Neighbor Totoro. I liked it. Kiki's Delivery Service I liked. I give those like 6s and 7s. Didn't connect with me as well. Porco Rosso I haven't seen. Princess Mononoke I liked a lot, I remember. Spirited Away, I love that one. I love Spirited Away. That's like one of my favorite, probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite anime movie. It's just really cool, really sad, meaningful, dark, and has some great imagery. Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo, and The Wind Rises. Well, actually, I say favorite. Grave of the Fireflies is actually my favorite anime movie. But yeah, I've seen Ponyo back. I've seen Ponyo way back when. But that's a great collection. Now you can find them on HBO Max. Ooh. Twin Peaks from Z to A. Still have not opened this. It's like a collector's item, but one day I will open it when I want to rewatch Twin Peaks. Love Twin Peaks. One of my favorite shows. First season, second season. It's like, it's funny because when David Lynch is working on it, yes. David Lynch kind of took a break from it from like season 2, so there's so much filler and just weird parts. But holy cajoli, the third season, Twin Peaks Return. I remember my brother and I would watch that every week when there was a new episode. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like the best TV show I've ever seen. But then again, I don't watch a lot of TV. But I just consider this one huge movie. Like, that was like, David Lynch hasn't done a movie since Inland Empire. And that was like his next movie. And it was like a 19-hour long movie. Because was it 19 episodes? And it was just discovering the mystery each day. Oh, I love Twin Peaks: The Return. Is it perfect? I remember there's a lot of like parts where it's like, okay, why is he showing us this? But sometimes there's meaning to everything. Either way, gotta watch this sometimes. It says limited only to 25,000 copies. Oh my gosh, I should be more careful with this. But yeah, Twin Peaks from Z to A. The only Twin Peaks thing I think I haven't seen, well, I saw Fire Walk With Me, and honestly, it didn't connect with me at the time. I gotta rewatch it. The one I haven't seen is Missing Pieces. But, I don't know. I mean, those are just cutscenes from Fire Walk With Me, so. Okay, so this is the unorganized stuff. So, all that was alphabetical. This is stuff that I've gotten really recently that I haven't been able to organize. The Mad Fox. My friend Rye suggested this as a really different movie. Tenet. I've seen this 3 times now. Very interesting concept. Not the best execution, But I still really enjoyed this movie, enough to see it 3 times. To be fair, I saw it twice in a drive-in theater, so it was kind of hard to tell what they were even saying. And then I saw it with my parents. Cassie fan tutti. I don't even know if that's the right way to say it. So this was like 40 or 50 bucks. This was kind of hard to get. This is a stage play recording, but the play is staged by my favorite director, haneke. So I really want to see it, but it's like 3 hours long. I don't know how much this will connect with me. I'm not a huge... I don't watch plays or... No, sorry, this isn't even... Is this even a play? I'm sorry, it might be an opera. Again, I don't know much about stage stuff. I don't know... But I want to see this. It might be my introduction to stage stuff. I don't know. It's haneke. And I thought it had some of his actors, but I might be... No, it doesn't seem like... I don't think any of his actors from his movies, but maybe I'm wrong. So I really, really, really want to see that. But it's 3 hours long. 3 hour long movies are really hard for me to see. Like, I guess the next one I'll see is 2001: A Space Odyssey. Ralph Bakshi's Coonskin. A satirical movie. Really want to see it. Ralph Bakshi's work is very, very controversial. Not for everybody, but we'll get to his stuff later that I have seen. That was a rare DVD too, because I think I had this is like a German DVD, but they have it in English in here, so I have to use this. I have a Blu-ray player that plays. It's not region locked, so we'll play this. But this cost me like 70 bucks or something. It was a pretty penny. All right, since these aren't in order, let's see. Climax. Gaspar Noé, which the guy did Enter the Void and Irreversible. Haven't seen it, been dying to see that. Endless Poetry by Jodorowsky, who did The Holy Mountain, El Topo. Really want to see that because it's like a modern movie by him. Kids. This was a foreign import too. This is Harmony Korine. He wrote it. Very effed up movie, but poignant and real movie. Worth the watch, but really hard to find, unfortunately. 7 Beauties. I actually don't know what this movie is. Huh. I don't remember why I ordered this. Looks like a cool movie. The Best Intentions. So my cousin got on a little bit of an Ingmar Bergman kick, and this is a film written by Ingmar Bergman, but directed by somebody else, that's interesting to me. Because I think this is one of the few films where he just wrote it. He didn't direct it. And it's kind of like there's... Funny, I got to talk about my favorite director, haneke. He has a movie that is super hard to find where he just wrote it. And I want to see what if your favorite director writes a movie but doesn't direct it? How is it? A hasty thing there. All right, what we got? South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I love South Park. Seen most of South Park up until the recent seasons, like 4 or 3 seasons. Lost me, honestly. It's continuity stuff doesn't really work for me. And the characters have just basically become like adults. Like the kids in here, they had a naivety to them at one point, but now they're just like fill-ins for the adults. Then the adults are focused on too much. I don't know. But back with Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I love this movie. Love the soundtrack. Mountain Town, Blame Canada, or Shut Your Face, Uncle, or La Resistance Lives On, or the one that Dom Hussein sings in Hell to Satan. The soundtrack of this is one of my favorite soundtracks, one of my favorite musicals. Man from Earth. This is a TV movie, YMS recommended. Really want to see it because, I don't know, my taste aligns a lot with YMS's taste. Time or something. This is by Alan Reynes, who's a director I really like, who did Last Year in Marienbad. And yeah, this is like I heard this might be a more modern version of that, but I'm not entirely sure. He also did Night and Fog, which is a really great, poignant movie. I'm sorry I'm sniffling because I keep feeling like there's a booger coming out of my nose. Honesty, all right? I'm getting used to the face stuff. Amelie. I always see this poster, and it looks interesting, but I have not seen it since. I didn't import this DVD. It's kind of hard to find this movie. Ooh, it's the Spike Lee. I think this is this number 1? Spike Lee 2-pack. Oh, is it volume 2? Yeah, volume 2. I love Spike Lee's movies that I've seen from him, except funny enough, Summer of Sam. That's probably my least favorite movie I've seen from him. But what, Girl 6, She's Gotta Have It, Do the Right Thing, Black Klansman, I like all those. Very interesting director, so I wanted to get this, because, like, this movie is just hard to... Summer of Sam is really hard to find, because I think it's owned by Disney, so, like, since Touchstone's kind of gone wayside, I don't think they're going to do much about it. And Miracle at St. Anna, I heard, sucks, but we'll see. Mighty Joe Young, by the people who made King Kong. My mom loves this movie. I really want to see it. I think she loves the remake, though. I was on a little bit of a retro King Kong pick. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, there's no way. I have 2 or more. I did not realize that. All right, well. I'm going to give this to somebody. Moore's a great movie, though. I had 2 piano teachers. Like, for some reason, I have double by Haneke. He is my favorite director. What could you say? Unintentional, though. Son of Kong. This is its direct sequel to King Kong. They literally made, like, I think less than a year after. It really shows. It's like the animation of this one's so rushed. It's fun. It's a fun watch, but it's not really good. Wizards. Another Ralph Bakshi film. I love Ralph Bakshi's animation and style. Very, very edgy, but kind of an FU to, like, the system of animation we'd expect from, like, Disney. This is a PG movie. I don't know how it's a PG movie. Just, if you want to see a crazy animated movie and you don't want to go to, like, because his other stuff has a lot of racial satire and stuff like that, which people might find offensive from their perspective or whatever. This is, like, not... It's wizards and warriors in the future fighting, like, the resurrection of Nazis. It's really weird, but it's really awesome. It's like, this is a great movie. The animation is, again, I love this style. It's very rough, very rough. Characters here, not really the best, but I don't know. I love Ralph Bakshi's work. I don't even think I have a Fritz the Cat. I thought I had Fritz the Cat on Blu-ray. I love that movie. Fritz the Cat and Heavy Traffic are great, and then Hey Good Looking is pretty good. That one's, like, impossible to find. Nightcrawler. I love this movie. I saw this recently. A lot about media manipulation, which I love. I love that topic. I think that's it for this stack, right? Oh my gosh. You're kidding. What am I doing? Is this my second white ribbon? I literally have bought Haneke movies twice. Where is it? No way. Oh my gosh. This is literally not intentional. This is how much I love this director. Sometimes I forget that I bought his movies. I buy them twice. I have 2 of these. I have 2 of Amore, and then I have 2 of Piano Teacher. I don't know. I guess I'm giving Piano Teacher, and I got another Teorama from the guy who did Salo. So I'm waiting. Maybe I'll throw in one of these. Maybe I'll throw in this or more. I'll see which ones. Then again, maybe I'll probably give him more to my cousin because he hasn't seen that. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Anyways, my second copy of the White Ribbon. I mean, I don't mind. I want to support the hell out of this guy. Sant Sangre, I talked about that earlier. Very weird. I mean, it's a Jodorowsky movie. His stuff is extremely weird and, yeah, not for everybody. For Holy Mountain and El Topo. This one's more accessible than those 2. But this one is still very weird, and I love that. I love how weird it is. It has a weird setting. It has a weird soundtrack. But you could tell it's a lot of its experiences in life just, like, illustrated in these crazy effed up movies. Shrek collection. You want to do a Shrek ranking? Shrek 2 is my favorite. Shrek 1's great. That's classic. Like, these... Shrek 1 I watched more than Shrek 2 as a kid, but Shrek 2 connects with me more than Shrek 1 as an adult. Shrek 3 I liked as a kid. Did not hold up when I saw it. It was, like, interesting college commentary, and then everything else was just whatever. And then Shrek 4 I actually like more than Shrek 3. It's okay. It's different. It's okay. Borat. Again, I love Borat and Bruno. This is like Sacha Baron Cohen at his prime. To be fair, I haven't seen Ali G or Who's America. Oh, Performance by Nicholas Roeg. Really want to see this movie. I love Nicholas Roeg's trippy directing. I heard this is a really trippy movie. I like trippy movies. Emmett Otter's Christmas, right? Or Jug Band Christmas, sorry. Love this movie. This is a really wholesome Jim Henson project. And Kermit even makes an appearance. This is one of the most wholesome movies I've ever seen. Very good movie, especially for Christmas. Great puppeteering, too. You got to hear the story from Muppet Men talking of, like, there's one scene where, like, there's a band performing, and there's, like, a fish in a tank, and, like, they had to be on, like, a forklift and doing the puppeteering, and, like, at any point, it could have came down and just crushed all the puppeteers. Like, they go to lengths to make these freaking Muppet movies. It's amazing. The Favorite. Haven't seen this. Yorgos' probably most famous movie. So the guy who did Lobster, Dogtooth, Alps, Killing of a Sacred Deer. Funny Games US. I love this. I love this movie. I love Funny Games 97. This is Michael Haneke's only movie entirely in English. How he directs it, it blows my mind how he made this movie in the Hollywood system. Everything about it screams Michael Haneke, which he's pretty niche with his fly on the wall stuff. I'm amazed this got made, and I'm glad it got made because this is a fantastic movie. And I will say it's not for everybody. If you want to check it out, check it out. Not for everybody. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. So this is the first movie. I gotta get Haunted Hills. I love Elvira. I love this movie. It's cheesy. It's corny, but it's cute. The first Spike Lee joint. 25th Hour and He Got Game. Want to see both of these? Have not seen both of these. That was another rare one to find. Did we already go through Saint Sangre? Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we're starting at the top again. What am I doing? What else we got? All right. Inland Empire. I did not like this movie when I saw it. It's the latest David Lynch movie, technically, if you don't count The Return, if you don't count short films. Never got... I think this will get a Criterion soon enough, but this never got a release for DVD or for a Blu-ray in the US. I might be wrong. But, yeah, this is like 3 hours long, and it just didn't work for me. But also, I had like... I mean, I'll be atoning for past sins. I had to dig the internet for this in like 2017, so I didn't see it in the best quality. But now since I have, I can see it in the best quality. New York Stories. This is interesting because it's Scorsese, Coppola, and Woody Allen, all directing one movie. Haven't seen it. Psychomagic, A Healing Art. This, I almost feel this is like a pirate. Is this pirated? I don't know. Maybe it isn't pirated because it's a U.S. version, I think, but I didn't think this ever got a U.S. release. But this is like Jodorowsky's movie from 2019. People say this is like a scam. Who knows? I want to see it. The Aviator, Scorsese, I have not seen that. A lot of people have seen. I want to see it. Dance of Reality, another new Jodorowsky. Fando y Liz, Jodorowsky's first movie. I was waiting until I got the foreign Blu-ray for this. I will see this soon. Gangs of New York. This is Scorsese I want to see. Ichi the Killer. When I was on one of the streams, was it Cy O'Connor's stream? Everybody was recommending that I see Ichi the Killer. This is apparently a very, 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 very intense, not for everybody film. Just warning you. Jodorowsky's Dude. A documentary about Jodorowsky that's apparently really quirky. I want to see that. Because I remember there was another like Nicholas Winding Refn's made a documentary on Only God Forgives. His wife made the documentary on Only God Forgives, which was very interesting. And Jodorowsky just makes a cameo in it, and he's like quirky being himself. It's like, okay. Heavy Traffic. I love this movie. This movie is not for everybody. Many people might see this as offensive. But the satire here is very deep, very cutting. and it's kind of a portrayal of Bakshi's life. I wish this got like a Criterion release, because this is a Shout Factory release, but I don't think they ever reprinted this, so I had to pay a lot of money for this. But it's a very good movie in my opinion, but again, not for everybody. And yeah, watch at your own risk. Same with this one, El Topo. Very good movie, not for everybody. Watch at your own risk. Interesting Western, very trippy. But that's Jodorowsky. Malcolm X. Heard this is a great movie by Spike Lee, which I like. Haven't seen it. Oh, there's Paddington too. Hope to get to that. Annie Hall, another Woody Allen. I've never seen any of his films besides Blue Jasmine, which I liked. Separating the art from the artist. Bronson. This is by Refn. Looks really cool. Like this just looks like a cool movie with Tom Hardy. I really want to see this. Southland Tales. This movie intrigues the heck out of me. People like crap on it a lot. I want to see it. This is the new director's cut version, so let's see if he can make it great. This is a movie, Barabo. So this is by the writer of The Straight Story, which I love. The Straight Story. I have nobody. I don't think anybody on Letterboxd has seen this movie. That intrigues me. What is this movie? I love The Straight Story. Let's see what it's about. That costs like $30 on Amazon too, and it's a freaking DVD. Manchurian Candidate. My roommate's brother left this here. We were watching it with him. It was okay. Never finished it. The Wizard. Oh, I loved this movie as a kid. I loved this movie a lot as a kid. I don't think it holds up, but I saw this. I love this cover. This cover is adorable. So I was like, I gotta get this. Like, Shout Factory made a pretty cute cover for like a classic movie from my childhood. California, if you've seen the movie. Insomnia. I think this is shouldn't have stacked this all up. Oh well. I think this is the last Christopher Nolan movie I have not seen. Insomnia. I really want to see it, but it's an adaptation of like another movie. Kundun. This is a Scorsese movie. Never hear anything about it. I want to see what it's like. I've been dying to see Kundun my whole life. But I think that's it for the regular shelf. Now it's time to get to the Criterion collection. So for my Criterions, I do have them numbered. So this over here is 450 to 1, you know, for the number range. So, first up, Bottle Rocket. Wes Anderson's first movie, right? First feature-length movie. Pretty fun heist movie. Owen Wilson's in it. Can never say his name, but that sounds really interesting, so that's why I bought it. Have not seen that. Yee Yee, people love this movie. Haven't seen it. 3-hour movie. Dazed and Confused, haven't seen it, but it's a Linkletter movie. Naked. Oh, I haven't opened this one because this might have even came out after I saw the movie, but I might be wrong. Very interesting movie with David Thewlis, who is Lupin from the Harry Potter movies. Very intense and adult movie, not for everybody. The Man Who Fell to Earth. Really want to see this movie. Nicholas Roeg, David Bowie, haven't seen it. Life Aquatic, the only Wes Anderson movie I have not seen. Al-Huzad Balthazar. This is a Bresson movie, Robert Bresson. He is like the inspiration for Michael Haneke, so they share some similarities there. This dude would just hire amateur actors, so actors just off the street, actors who never acted before, and would just make them do the most real performance, and I love that. I love that more than just, you know, the acting you would expect from like any other movie. I like a more real performance like that, just personally. And this is, it's a sad movie, very, very good and very thought out. But yeah, Al-Huzad Balthazar. Very slow movie though. Not a lot of people will like it, I think, but I love it. So this is John Cassavetes, 5 films. I love this director from what I've seen so far, or at least, where is it? Where's the woman? Yep, I've seen this, A Woman Under the Influence. Very sad and intense movie, but one of my favorite films of all time, A Woman Under the Influence. Great case on mental health and other movies in this collection, so there's 5 films from him. I've seen Opening Night. I didn't love this. It felt like almost a retread of A Woman Under the Influence is done in like a worse way in many ways, but also it is very different. And it was okay though, it was still okay. And then I got to see The Killing of a Chinese Bookie, Shadows, which I've started both of those but never finished. Never even saw Faces. But I love this actress who is, I think it was his wife, and she's fantastic in here. But yeah, and then his son, funny enough, John Cassavetes. So his son is the director of The Notebook, and that actress, who is his mom, also appears in The Notebook. So maybe you know the younger Cassavetes. Sorry for the cut, but F for fake. This is edited almost like my Legolas videos, if not much better. I love that. It's like if Orson Welles made something like that. Sword of Doom. I heard this was good from Rye. Haven't seen it. I think he said it was. Maybe it was somebody else. Videodrome, Cronenberg, that I have not seen. But I have seen. No, that's not a real roach. Ugh, I don't like cockroaches. The Naked Lunch. This is David Cronenberg. Very weird movie. I didn't love it, but it was an interesting watch. Tokyo Story. I love this movie. Very chill. Felt very real. Pretty somber, but some great music. Night and Fog. Well, this was literally a real movie about the Holocaust. It's a documentary. One of the saddest documentaries I've seen, and one of the realest documentaries I've seen. From like, what is it, like 50s, I think? What does it say? Yep, 55. And it's by the guy who did Jitam, that we covered earlier. And this is actually another movie by that same guy, Alan Reynas. So he directed both of these movies. I haven't seen this, but a lot of people's favorite, Hiroshima Mon Amour. Royal Tenenbaums. I like this movie a lot. This is good Wes Anderson. Very good music. Solaris. I want to see this. Have not seen it. I'm just, honestly, I guess I'll have to reorder my Criterion stuff because it's a lot of order now. George Washington. This is by David Gordon Green, which, what did he do? Am I wrong in saying he did Pineapple Express? Maybe I'm wrong about that, but he definitely did The New Halloween. This movie looks interesting. It's one of the earlier Criterions, right? 152. Really want to see it. Traffic. This has War Machine in it for the Marvel people, Don Cheadle. It's by Soderbergh? Am I wrong? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. In the Mood for Love. Always wanted to see this. Once I plopped it on, and I did not connect with it after like 3 minutes, but I'll give it another chance. Rashomon. I saw this on Criterion channel, but I had to get the... Whenever I see a movie I like that has a Criterion, I gotta get it after. Just from my collection. This is a great movie. Great study in storytelling. Hoxton. This movie always intrigued me. I still have not seen it. It's a documentary from... I don't know if it's a documentary, but it's a movie from 1922 about witchcraft through the ages. I think it is a documentary about just people who think they're practicing witchcraft or whatever. I don't know. I have not seen it. Do the Right Thing. We briefly touched on this earlier. I feel like this does get more love than some of Spike Lee's better stuff, but I still like this movie. The Last Temptation of Christ. Really want to see this. Because I liked Scorsese's other religious movie, Silence. Rushmore. I love this movie. It's a Wes Anderson movie, and I think Bill Murray's in it. Very interesting character study. Brazil. Really want to see this movie. Haven't seen it. Taste of Cherry. This is a life-changing movie for me. I love this movie so much, and it's by, really, who's honestly becoming my new favorite director. He might overtake Haneke. Abbas Kiarostami, which we'll get to his stuff more in a little bit. This is such a good movie. Very deep. Very slow, so if slow movies aren't your thing, it's not for everybody. So, yeah, I guess the cover's fine. This is one of the most effed up movies I've seen, Solo, but I think this has very good messages to it on what it's showing in its extremity. This movie should not, this is not a movie for most people, and this is a very adult movie. This was actually pretty rare to get, and then they reprinted it. Seventh Seal, Ingmar Bergman. Started it, but didn't finish it. The only Bergman film I've finished is Persona. But then again, the only one I've watched is Persona and Seventh Seal. I just didn't finish Seventh Seal. Moonrise Kingdom, right? By Wes Anderson. Am I wrong? Yeah, this is cute. Not my favorite Wes Anderson, but a lot of people love that. Don't Look Now. This is Nicholas Roeg. I think this was the first Nicholas Roeg I saw. Very different movie, very interesting movie. I wouldn't call it great. That's the thing with Nicholas Roeg movies, they're very different, very interesting. I haven't loved any of them, but I liked watching all of them, and like they're different enough for me to be interested in him as a director. So like I've seen this Walkabout, which, I am missing. Like, where's my Walkabout DVD? I gotta look into that. Yeah, we did not cover Walkabout. Because that's like an early one. That's like, I think that's like DVD number 2 or something. It must be upstairs somewhere. But yeah, I'm missing Walkabout somewhere. And then other one is close to not Bad Timing. Insignificance is the other one I've seen, which has a Criterion too. I am wondering. Okay, I see Insignificance there, so at least we got that. Anyways, for this stack, Eraserhead, which was like really on. Like I remember way back when. The first time I ever heard any David Lynch stuff was they showed there's this movie, I guess vague spoiler, there's a creature that is birthed in this movie. I saw a picture of that and it freaked me out as a kid, but it always intrigued me. And that was something that was always in the back of my head. So when Mega 64 started talking about Twin Peaks, I'm like, wait, this is the guy who did Eraserhead? And that kind of scared me, but I'm like, I'm intrigued. But yeah, Eraserhead. I love this movie, but it's definitely not for everybody. Very slow, very creepy, and very gross. Like Someone in Love, by the guy who did Taste of Cherry, Kiarostami. Hope I'm saying that right. Really want to see this. Persona, that's the one I've seen. Interesting movie. I don't love it. A lot of people do love it. Ingmar Bergman, who a lot of people consider one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. The Kid with a Bike. This is a fantastic movie. Pretty short too. If you're not into foreign movies, maybe check this one out. This one is a little more accessible and it's a very good tale. It's pretty easy. Following, this was Christopher Nolan's first movie. Christopher Nolan, we covered him a bit. Batman trilogy, Dark Knight trilogy, Interstellar, Tenet, stuff like that. Interesting start. I didn't love it, but interesting start. Shallow Grave. I think this is Danny Boyle's. Is this Danny Boyle's first movie? I don't know. But it's definitely one of his earlier movies. It was okay. Again, interesting start, but he's done better since. Certified Copy. So this is Kiarostami. So Taste of Cherry guy. Like Someone in Love guy. This is a really weird movie. That's the thing. Kiarostami does do some very strange and different movies, which I like. The overall plot of this is it's a kind of a complex movie to follow, so I wouldn't really say to start out with, if anything, start out with Taste of Cherry or the KOTOR trilogy, at least what I've seen so far, which we'll get to there in a bit. I say KOTOR, it's Coker trilogy. Let's see. Okay, so Certified Copy, being John Malkovich, so this is Spike Jonze, and written by Charlie Kaufman, right? The Killing, so this is Stanley Kubrick, which is interesting. Oh, look at that. It includes Killer's Kiss. No kidding. I didn't know it includes that. Okay. Today I learned. I hope I didn't get a DVD for that, but that's cool that it actually includes both of those. But yeah, this is early Stanley Kubrick. Insignificance. I was talking about this a bit. It's Nicholas Roeg. Did I like Walkabout more than this? I might like Walkabout more than this. So this might be my least favorite from him. It's weird movie. It's like a reenactment of like Marilyn Monroe. So think of, if you see One Night in Miami, that's like a more recent movie. So it's like that, but with Marilyn Monroe, Albert Einstein, I forgot who else. But yeah, really weird alternate reality, also based on a play, but interesting stuff by Roeg. Darjeeling Limited. This is a Wes Anderson movie with Owen Wilson and who else? Adrian Brody and Jason Schwartzman. This is it's a weird movie, but I like it a lot. It has a great soundtrack. Hausu. Love this movie so much. This is just a crazy horror movie. It's more funny than horror. Great soundtrack. Just lots of wacky stuff. Isn't it like a piano bites like somebody's butt? I think that was it. Am I wrong? Yeah, I think that was the inspiration for the Mario 64 piano, but I might be wrong. Anyways, Kirk Douglas, Stanley Kubrick's Paths of Glory. I've seen this recently on my little Kubrick kick. This is a good movie. This is a good movie about war. Heck, anti-war. Close Up. I literally just saw this today. I freaking love this movie. This movie's amazing. This is Kiarostami, it's the guy who did Taste of Cherry, my new potentially favorite director. So this movie is such a weird case. It's a great movie. I hope this ain't a spoiler, but it's based off a real court case, and the people who were involved in the case play themselves in the movie. Yeah, including the criminal. And it's a lot about like film and passion and getting people to notice stuff you like. I relate to this movie so much, and it's a fantastic creative movie. Like, this is such a creative adaptation of a real event. I love. Like, this is one of my new favorite movies. The Magician. So this is a Bergman movie, but I have the Bergman collection now, so. Hunger. We talked about this quite a bit. Steve McQueen. Very good movie. Very intense, though. Howard's End. So these two. These are some pretty rare Criterion, so I've been kind of hesitant to even open this one. So this is Last Year in Marienbad, which I talked about, by Alan Reynes. Lovely cover, but this is literally out of print. The reason this Criterion is so rare is because I think another company got the film rights to Last Year in Marienbad, so they can't produce this anymore. But this was a pretty penny. This one was a little bit less, but also it has the same case where another film company got the rights. Criterion can't produce this anymore. This movie is very, very interesting, but it kind of plays out after a little bit. Like, it kind of gets boring by the end, but a very different movie. Very trippy movie. It reminds me a lot of Upstream Color in a sense. This movie, I have no idea what it's about, but I'm looking forward to it. And then Benjamin Button, which is like the most common Criterion, they like overproduced this. Because I think the only edition of this that exists is Benjamin Button. Like, I mean, what am I saying? Is Criterion. So you don't even have the beautiful cases that regular Criterions have. I don't know. Kind of annoys me. We're almost done. And I think it's already 3 a.m. So I don't even know why I'm recording this tonight. Up All Night with Robert Downey Sr. This is, oh yeah. So this is Criterion Eclipse. So this is weird because it's not a Criterion like the other ones. It's not a Blu-ray. I don't know why they didn't just release this as one thing, like the John Cassavetes trilogy. You know, not trilogy, but 5-pack. I've seen one movie from here, Putney Swope. If you guys haven't seen Putney Swope, so this is a collection because Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, Tony Stark, his father was a filmmaker, Robert Downey Sr., and he made some controversial films that were kind of like F you to authority and stuff like that, The System. The only one I've seen of all these is Putney Swope. That movie is crazy. I won't say I loved it, but it was kind of awesome. It's crazy. That's like a crazy movie. So I think it's on Amazon Prime. So if you want a taste of what Robert Downey Jr.'s father can do, just watch Putney Swope on Amazon Prime. I'm Putney Swope. He voices the main character for some reason. So much of it is so does not even make sense. It's just it's interesting as hell. Anyways, on Sonata. So another Ingmar Bergman before I got the collection. Chop Shop. This just sounds like a cool movie. Chop Shop. That's a new Criterion. I haven't seen it. Crash. It was about people who get off to car accidents. Yeah. Interesting movie by David Cronenberg. I actually do like this movie. Elephant Man. David Lynch's second movie, right? Very good movie, and one of his more regarded ones because it's not as trippy or weird as, say, Eraserhead or Twin Peaks or Blue Velvet. Come and See. Come and See. Oh my gosh. This is an anti-war film. This is, well, I don't even think, apparently, oh, no, that was another one. Yeah, I think this is anti-war. This is probably has like the most intense third act I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is a horrifying movie because it does feel very real. I don't recommend this to everybody. Very intense, but I love this movie. I really, really love this movie, but it's definitely not for everybody. Scorsese shorts. So this is Scorsese's shorts. Very self-explanatory, but no. Italian-American, American boy, big shave. It's not just you, Murray. What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this? So I've seen... Is Italian-American the one with his... I think that's the one with his parents. That's pretty fun. Big Shave is really good. It's Not Just You, Murray. I barely remember. And I think What's a Nice Girl Like You doing in a place like this? I barely remember. Maybe I didn't see It's Not Just You, Murray. And American Boy, I don't think I've ever seen. But I love Martin Scorsese, so it's kind of cool seeing where he comes from. Bamboozled. This is a Spike Lee movie. I forgot about this. This is a fantastic movie about like blackface and racial stereotypes and stuff like that. Very interesting and poignant. I love this movie. Teorama. I like this movie. It's by the guy who did Salo, which I like Salo more for how intense that is. This one is pretty adult, but I wouldn't say intense. Interesting perspectives. But yeah. Local, and actually this has a really good soundtrack too. Local Hero. I have not seen this. Here's a Coker trilogy. Keep getting that wrong. They take place in Coker, I would assume. I mean, I've only seen one, which is... I saw this very recently, so I'll probably finish this super soon. Where is the Friend's House? Or Where is My Friend's House? It goes by both names. That movie is so good at kind of mocking, over-authoritative parents or teachers who are just doing it just to bully kids or whatever. And really, really love what that movie said. Where is the Friend's House? And it probably has the best child acting I've ever seen, where the main child actor is just like, it's so real. He doesn't like look at the camera. He doesn't like, so many child actors, not to be mean, but I don't think a lot of child actors do a really good job, unfortunately. The kid in the first movie here is amazing. Cannot wait to see the rest of these, because again, it's by Abbas Kiarostami, and he did Certified Copy, which we covered, like Somebody in Love, Taste of Cherry, and Close Up. Love this director so much. He's a great director. And here's the thing. One thing I have to say is I cannot recommend, if you're into more foreign films or artsy films, get the Criterion channel as a subscription service, because they have all of his movies there and on Criterion that you can just stream instantly, and a billion more that you've just never seen, you can't access, stuff like that. I love the Criterion channel. And that's why sometimes the Blu-rays I have are not opened if I've seen the movie. So, Coker trilogy. Hedwig and the Angry Inch. I think this is a cross-dressing movie, if I'm not mistaken. Want to see it. It's also a musical I've heard. I didn't know Wig in a Box is from this movie, which I always love that song. Really want to see this because the director made Short Bus. Very adult movie. That movie rocks. I love that movie so much. So I want to see the translation here. He also did How to Pick Up Girls at a Party, which I heard was Garbo. So who knows if Hedwig's a good movie, but it has a Criterion, so I would assume. Funny Games. So this is the original Funny Games. This isn't the US Funny Games by Mikael Haneke, and love this movie too. It's cool because I'm not for remakes usually, but so basically this was a German remake. This was a German movie, right? Austrian movie. And he always wanted to make this for a US audience, but around 97, he didn't have the budget or really the presence even to make it for, say, Hollywood, but it was always intended for American audiences. So instead, people wanted to remake his movie, so he's like, screw it, let me do it myself. And he did the full movie in English in 2007. And it's kind of a shot-from-shot remake, but it's so different from this movie. Like, to me, these are different movies, and it's so weird how a director can remake their own movie and make a better version in many ways. This one's better in some ways, the other one's better in other ways, and they're just two different movies to me, and I love it. I love that, and this is why this dude's my favorite director, one of the many reasons. So yeah, great movie, Funny Games. But again, very intense, not for everybody, frustrating for a lot of people, which I totally understand. Anyways, Princess Bride. People love this movie. I've never seen it in my life. I think it's on Disney Plus, which is interesting because maybe this was made before. Oh, you see MGM, so I guess this is before they got the rights to it. Disney Plus got the rights to it. Because like Disney releasing a Criterion is unheard of, but I think it's been done with like one touchstone before. Like the Wes Anderson movies, I think are technically touchstones, so there you go. Age of Innocence. Martin Scorsese that I really want to see. Don't hear much about it. Daniel Blake. I love this movie. Not for everybody, but holy crud, is this a dark movie? That's a very real feeling film. Election. This was a fun movie. It's some fun commentary on like the politics and stuff like that by Matthew Broderick, Reese Witherspoon. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's I like that. Barry Lyndon, Kubrick, that I really want to see. Have not seen. 3 hours long. David Lynch, The Art of Life. I want to see this. I got this when I was into collecting, when I started collecting Criterion. I just never got around to seeing it. Apparently it's a little documentary of David Lynch. The Piano Teachers. This is the one I have 2 of. This is a Mikhail Haneke movie about sexual repression and sexual kinks and stuff like that. Very intense, not for everybody, for those topic matters. And yeah, love this movie though. Fantastic directing, fantastic script, yada yada. Stalker. I've been wanting to see this forever, have not seen it. Tampopo. Been wanting to see this forever, have not seen it. That's a Japanese movie. The Before Trilogy. Let's see. So we got Before Midnight, Before Sunset, Before Sunrise. These are great movies. You kind of follow the relationship throughout the year. So like it starts in 94, 2004, and then 2014 or 2013. Maybe I'm a little bit off with the dates, but Richard Linklater did them. So the guy who did Boyhood and Dazed and Confused. But, or even, didn't he do the remake of Bad News Bears even? But he's a pretty good film director from what I've seen of that. I liked Boyhood even. Punch Drunk Love, we talked about this. Adam Sandler doing a serious role, but PTA too, which is the director, Paul Thomas Anderson. Very, very good movie. Oh man, Pan's Labyrinth. Always want to see this. Pan's Labyrinth, by Guillermo del Toro. Hope I said it right that time. Blood Simple. So this is like the Coen brothers' first movie, I think. I tried watching this. I could not get into it. It was like 20 minutes in. So I'll give it another chance sometime, but that was a little weird that I could not get into it. Fantastic Planet. Saw this recently with my girl and my friends, and I think my cousin. This is a great movie, great animated movie that's extremely different. Like the animation in this movie is it feels like a talking storybook almost, and it's everything in this movie, like the technology is so weird and so different, and I love that. I love when movies do super, super unique things. This just goes haywire in uniqueness. 70s animated movie. Inside Llewyn Davis, which I love this movie. This is probably my favorite Coens, if not A Man Who Wasn't There, or The Man Who Wasn't There. This ticks me off though. Beautiful cover with the cat and everything. And then we get this poster. I'm sorry, this poster sucks. Why can't they just make a poster of the front cover? Like if they put a poster, I don't even like cats, but if you put a poster of the cat, I would have probably hung that up. It's like a dope ass poster. So that ticked me off. Ooh. Code Unknown. I love it. This is probably my favorite movie besides Toy Story 2. I love this movie. Mikhail Haneke touches on so many subjects that are relevant today on like such a level-headed way that, and here's the thing. This has like some of my favorite scenes in cinema. Like there's an opening scene that's great, but like the scene, so it's a boulevard scene. So I guess it is the opening scene because like there's one scene before it, which that's fine. But like the boulevard scene in here it's my favorite movie scene of all. It has so much meaning to it, and it's directed flawlessly as this wonder. I can't just. This is an intense movie. And it's not for everybody. It is almost intentionally hard to follow. I love this movie, and just at least give it a chance for like the first 10 minutes, and I think you might be hooked because like that it's so good. And there's some other amazing scenes later on in the movie. The whole movie as a whole is just amazing. I love this movie so much, and I gotta rewatch it. Mulholland Drive. I guess this is my last individual one. This is a movie I saw, David Lynch. Probably one of his more famous movies. This is a great movie. I just gotta rewatch it. Haven't seen it since 2017. This is Ingmar Bergman's cinema. This is actually a pretty heavy collection. It literally has all of his movies besides, say, like The Best Intentions, because he wrote it. You can see how many movies it has there, so I don't even need to buy any of his separate ones anymore. But my cousin loves Ingmar Bergman, at least from what he's seen. So I got that so that we could look at some of his stuff together, but I've only touched Persona. And you can see it wasn't even this version. Then, at 7-Eleven, this is not This is actually not a Criterion, but this is the last thing. The Martin Scorsese collection. I found this at 7-Eleven. Yeah, I know. Weird, right? This was 15 bucks at 7-Eleven. And it caught my eyes because I really want to see New York, New York. And even Boxcar Bertha's on there, which is like a movie that I saw that was awful. Okay, so Raging Bull rocks. Last Waltz I saw, I'm sorry, I didn't love it. The bands and stuff didn't mean too much to me. Interesting presentation, at least. New York, New York, I really want to see. Boxcar Bertha is kind of trash. It's like, it's early Scorsese. It's not very good. But it's so weird that I found this for 15 bucks at 7-Eleven. Anyways, that's it. In the comments, let me know any movies that stood out to you and any you want to hear me talk about more so I can make a separate video recommending them or whatnot. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.